Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I wanted to talk to you guys about a topic that has been on my mind for like the last couple of months. It's been quite a long time actually I've been thinking about this. It's namely about the PvE side of gameplay of EVE Online. How I'm not really particularly happy about the way PvE side of gameplay is going in EVE Online because I feel like it's being a bit neglected. There's been just I've not really found that there's much new content at all being added to the PvE side of EVE Online. I mean, if you look back, let's say maybe a year ago, there's hardly anything new that's been added to the PvE side of gameplay of EVE Online. And I think it's a bit sad because you guys who've watched my videos, you know that the main way I play EVE Online is mostly through PvE gameplay. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll do PvP stuff. It's more just for fun, occasionally. My main way of playing EVE Online is through the PvE experience. Some of the activities I do, or the main activity I do, is the Abyss. I think it's an amazing kind of activity because it's very profitable and it's very complex in a way. There's so many ways to tackle it with different fits. There's many different levels. So it's a very varying activity that's very, in a way, simple, but it's challenging at the same time. And I think it's rewarding. So it's like a really nice balance of challenge, reward, and slight complexity. And it's just something I really love to do a lot, as you can tell by the amount of videos I make on the Abyss. Always finding some new kind of cool fit to do or to test out. For me, that kind of stuff is really fun. Just to explore new kinds of ways to do something, to make it be a little bit better, or do it in a different type of way for a different kind of character. That kind of stuff I think is really fun. Some other activities I like to do are, for example, mission running. That is something I like to do a bit, but recently it's been quite boring because you've got the same missions, you do the same missions over and over again, and missions are not particularly challenging, unlike the Abyss. It's not really my cup of tea, to be honest. And the Abyss is nice because you can sort of do it anywhere. It's not on particular locations. The same goes for missions. You can sort of do it anywhere there's a mission agent, but you don't have to. You don't have to find a mission agent to do Abyss. You just have the filament and that's it. But I prefer Abyss. Another activity I like to do is Triglavian hunting. That's a really cool activity, very profitable, and it can get challenging at times. The issue I have is these are my kind of styles of gameplay. The reason I like this kind of stuff is because it's a bit more chill. PvP, I like it, when you're doing it, but for me, I'm someone who has a lot of in real life responsibilities, a lot of stuff going on, very little free time. And for me, I just think PvP is a little bit too intense because after a long day of work, being with family, I just want to just chill a little bit. I just want to chill and just do some sites and just improve upon my character, maybe make some steps or maybe improve my knowledge in the Abyss or just improve some kind of, PvE gameplay. That's the kind of stuff I like to do in EVE Online. I just like to sit there, chill a bit, and doing some kind of stuff. I know that that's not maybe the most typical way of gameplay of EVE Online because EVE Online is known for being a really hardcore PvP game, and it is. There's a lot of PvP in all shapes and forms, and that is usually in all areas of. There's PvP in all areas of space, and PvP is what EVE Online is really known for, being all these kind of big battles you hear about in the news and all that kind of stuff. PvP is what really advertises this game, is the face of this game, in my opinion. But I think that it's also important to understand that there are a lot of PvE players as well out there who want to do stuff as well. And right now, I think it's just been very dry. Nothing's been going on. For the last year, nothing really new has been added. The only thing new you could say has been added are these live events. You can say you've got the Angel, the Guardians Gala, or the Sancha invasion that we've got in the winter. And then we have, these different types of events that we have. But the thing is, the problem I have is that these are just the same. They just rinse and repeat the same events. And I don't have any issue with that. I mean, I think it is good to have something to look forward to because these things can be profitable sites. They can be things to look forward to. You also have the Minimatar Liberation Day, all the different Liberation Days, that kind of stuff. It's important, I think, to have some kind of new stuff, some kind of new type of activity. The Abyss was amazing for that. It was a completely new thing that was added to the game. And it was just so amazing. It's so profitable and so fun to do. It's a very challenging activity. It's not something you just sit there, blow up enemies, or sit there and defeat helpless enemies like in missions. It's something a bit challenging. Same thing with Triglavian hunting, is a bit more difficult to tackle over other kinds of PvE activities. I wish they would add some more somewhat difficult PvE activities, but still like accessible for the chill players, the people who just want to sit there and relax. Because I mean, there's only so many times you can do a 4 out of 10. There's only so many times you can do a 6 out of 10. I can say the same thing about there's so many times you can do a T4 Abyss site. I don't think it's really the same as a DD site, because the T4 Abyss site has got different weather effects, and there's different ships you can use, and different ships you can use to do it in a certain way, different spawns as well. So it's not exactly a carbon copy, like every DD 4 out of 10 is the same. But it is still, to a point, it does also start to get repetitive in the Abyss. Not at all as much, but it does. And that's why I'm a bit sad that there's not really been much new added. I really think, for example, the Abyss can be so heavily expanded upon. They can make different types of filaments. They can maybe even make types of like labyrinth sites where you have to maybe go to different gates, go and find the exit, maybe exploration of Abyss filaments. Something that I got very excited for was the Doctor Who event we had before. That was some really cool stuff, I thought, like new enemies, cool loot, new stuff that we don't see before, having to like interact with the sites, certain ship restrictions. I thought that stuff was pretty cool. But really, I saw so much wasted potential there, because that was all done for how long did that last? A couple of months? Just an event. I thought they were going to maybe add a permanent site that was based on that tech. Maybe CCP is working on that. But honestly, I really think that they should add more stuff to the game in terms of the PvE side. It feels very dry right now. A year ago, there's nothing really has changed. It's just the same stuff, and the same stuff can be fun. I mean, I still enjoy doing the stuff to a certain degree, the same stuff, but I think that there should be some new spice added. I mean, I think there should be some new spice added. Before the Abyss, I did missions. I was thinking, oh, missions are getting a bit boring right now. Then the Abyss came, I thought, wow, this is so cool. And I've been for the last many years, actually, 3-4 years, in fact, since the Abyss came out. I've been still doing it to this day, and I haven't got bored of it, or at least completely bored of it. And I always find some kind of new thing to experiment with. But still, I think that they should expand upon it. I mean, there's much more stuff they can do. They can make different types of filaments that have certain spawns, maybe certain filaments that can be only used in certain locations, maybe certain filaments that have different ways, different strategies, maybe different ship classes, not just cruisers. Maybe you have battleships. Maybe you have ones for only frigates. I don't know. Like, you can really mix and match it up so much. And I think that could add so much to the game. But I can imagine from the balancing side of the gameplay, it's hard for them. They want to add in, they want to maybe add some new type of loot to not like make all the other types of tiers invalid. It's just a bit of a complex situation, I think, for the balancing side of it. But honestly, I just think that they should go crazy and add a bunch of stuff. The Abyss, I think, definitely is something that is very easily expanded upon, because it's not like you don't need to add like new systems or anything. It's more like, okay, it's like very simple in a way. It's just you go to a dungeon and do the dungeon, you could say, and that's it. Like many games, they add new dungeons to their world, and like new challenges to do with these dungeons. For example, like MMOs. I think the same way can go for the Abyss. They should make new filaments, new stuff that's a bit more challenging. Maybe release new modules that are more powerful, that enable you to go into these new dungeons to survive. I don't know, something like that. I think they should just really mix it up a lot. When it comes to L4 missions, I think they can really use a revamp. The loot is absolute crap compared to the Abyss, but if you are in these really hardcore blitzing setups, it can be very good loot. But my main issue with the missions, they're really boring. They're really boring. They're just the same thing over and over again. I really think that they should apply the way the Abyss is a bit random in a way, the difficulty of the Abyss into missions, make it a bit better, and make the scenery better. And I think that's what the CCP is working on right now. But it just, I get a bit frustrated because there's no new content. Like, okay, I see that we've got Minmatar Liberation. This is the same old thing we've been seeing over and over again. I've not even bothered making any videos on this site, because it's just the same old thing. I can't be bothered, and I wish we could have some new interesting stuff that the PvE players could do. They're somewhat profitable, somewhat challenging, and that chill players could do. I know it's a very specific, but I actually think that it's underestimated how big of a group people like me are, because I think there's a lot of people out there, probably dads out there, like chill players who just can't be bothered to play really hardcore, who just want to fly a bit of spaceships, maybe earn some dankies. Maybe they want to just shoot up a few NPCs and do some kind of mission, some kind of gameplay, make some progress to their character, make some progress to get their ship better. I think that there are a lot of people out there that maybe don't really talk a lot. Maybe there's a little bit less than I think, but I think that there's a lot of chill players out there who probably feel the same way, that they want to have more stuff to do but don't have a lot of stuff to do, and I think they should be also taken into consideration when development choices are being made. But it's quite difficult when you've got EVE Online, because EVE Online is such a big game. There's so many different aspects of the game. You've got wormholes, you've got null seconds, you've got low seconds. It's hard to cater for every type of gameplay at the same time. So I can in some way understand that maybe that they've not been given as much attention as the other groups. But I feel like right now it's about time, because there's been nothing going on for the PvE side of gameplay. Something I loved after the Abyss was the Triglavian thing. The whole Triglavian thing, it went on for a whole year. It was so cool, I thought, that they had all these different Triglavian events happening, these different stuff happening, like a new like every couple of months and something new was going on. I thought it was so cool. I loved the whole Triglavian thing, and I wish that they could have something new like the Triglavian invasion. It made the game, or at least for the PvE side of gameplay, feel so much better, having those emerging conduits and farming those. It felt so great, and I wish they could add more stuff to the game. That is pretty much it. I just wish they could add more PvE stuff to the game that makes it a bit more important, that makes the game a bit more fun in terms of PvE. It's not much more than that, to be honest. I know it's it's easier said than done, but it's just recently I've been feeling a bit frustrated that there's not much going on. It feels like just we're getting new player experience stuff, and there's getting graphical upgrades, and that kind of stuff is cool, but I've not felt very enthusiastic about the game as I usually do, because there's just been not much stuff going on. I've been doing my stuff that I find interesting in the game, but there's only a certain degree of interest until there's not much more to do. And I hope it improves soon. I hope it improves soon. I mean, I think this is one of the best games that exist, but I think that it can still be improved upon, at least from the PvE side of gameplay. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Do any of you fellow PvE players feel also a bit frustrated right now? Am I alone thinking like this? Leave your opinion in the comments down below. The only thing I ask is if there's people like you can disagree with each other, just make sure you be a bit civil. Don't go like crazy arguments there in the comments. That's the only thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.